Well, hey there, everyone. It's Laurel Beard here for Scrapbook.com. And today I'm going to be just making a twofer, which is a 2-for-1. I get 2 cards out of 1 sitting, and I'm going to be doing a Slimline card. These are all the rage right now, so I just had to jump on that bandwagon. And I'm going to use the Rainbow Slimline die from Catherine Pooler. I basically took a piece of regular cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and I cut it right down the middle. And here's how I get kind of the base of my slimline. So I knew I wanted to create a twofer, so I took the die and I am just tracing the rainbows here with a pencil very lightly. I am going to go over it with an eraser to erase most of it, but I can still visually see it. You might have a problem seeing it on the camera, but it's there because I wanted to know where I wanted to focus my ink blending. I'm using these new dome ink blending tools from Scrapbook.com. I never had used them before, so I thought this was a good opportunity to get in there and use it. This is Cranberry Fizz. I'm sorry I'm a little off camera here. I'll fix that in just a minute. But I'm going in and ink blending all the rainbows with this dome blending tool, and I'm using the new color from Catherine Pooler, Cranberry Fizz, and then I'll be using another new color, Deck the Halls, which is a beautiful red and green, perfect for Christmas. This is not a Christmas card, by the way. I'm going to go in and use Orange Twist, which is the orange. Here is the green for Deck the Halls. It's a beautiful like hunter green type situation. And type situation, like what does that mean? It's a green. It's a beautiful hunter green. So once I go in, this looks like a blob of nonsense on my paper, but it's going to turn into something beautiful in just a second. I promise. So I am going to flip on a little bit of water here. I'm using this is just regular water from my faucet, flicking it on with my fingers to create some beautiful water droplets. And then I made sure that was good and dry. And then I'm going to line this up. I can line it up through the pencil marks. I can still barely see. And then I'll go ahead and run this through my die cutting machine off camera. And when it comes back, voila, bada bing, bada boom, I got this pretty rainbow all cut out. So I've got the negative piece right here, which has the rainbow. We're going to use that. I did go in and add a little bit of Sauna ink on that negative piece there just to get all the colors nice and pretty. And then I'm just trying to figure out what color should I use as my backing. What color do I want to see through here? So I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. And then with some, oh, that's that mint tape from scrapbook.com. It's like a Post-it tape. It's really nice. It doesn't tear the paper. I like it. So I taped it in place because now I'm going to go in and piece all these little rainbow pieces, just like I'm piecing in a puzzle. So I'm putting all those in place, and once it's all glued down, I'm going to peel up that negative piece. And here's where the twofer starts to come in. Hopefully you can get an idea where I'm going with this. So I've got this beautiful background here. It still needs to be trimmed down and everything, but I like working with a bigger scale, and then I can trim down. This is Dina Wakley, whatever, white gloss spray. It's basically a paint. It's basically paint in a spray bottle, and that paint's going to sit on top of the paper. So while that dries, I'm going to go ahead and figure out what I want to do with this second card here. I'm trying to figure out what base I want to put down. I thought that red was just too much. I like the blue, but I wanted a little bit of sparkle. You got to have some sparkle in your life. So this is some Nuvo Glimmer paste, and this is in the color Moonstone. This is how you can get yourself an instant glitter paper. I'm just taking a spatula and just brushing that on there. Just smush it in there like you're ice in a cake. And then go ahead and make sure you wash your blending tool off immediately. Immediately, trust me, with some water. Don't let that stuff dry on there. It'll be much harder to clean. And who likes to clean? Certainly not me. So once I get this on there, I rinse that off, let everything dry, and then I'm left with this. I think this is beautiful. I love the addition of the white paint, and then look at this. Look, it's so sparkly, it's so shiny, and it doesn't come off on your fingers. That's why I don't really like glitter per se. I love the look of it, but I don't like how it always comes off all over your fingers. So you don't have to worry about it with this stuff. So then I'm going to start gluing this down. So this is just a glue with fine tip, adding glue to the back of it, and then I'll just secure that right down onto the glimmer paste to make sure it sets in place. I'm going to put some acrylic blocks over the top to kind of press it down until it dries, and then that ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. All right, then I'm going to go over to this card. I'm going to add a little sentiment strip here. I'm just going to glue it right down to the top. I love black and white sentiment strips. I feel like all sentiments need to pop out at you some way, somehow. So I am a stickler for this pretty white on black. Then this card, once we're good and dry and everything's secure in place, I'm going to take this stamp set. It's the one-liner sentiment stamp set from Catherine Pooler, and ink that up, and I'll just stamp that down directly onto the card. Very carefully, if you have a stamp positioner or a MISTI, something like that, you can use it, but I was pretty confident I was going to be able to stamp in a straight line, and hallelujah, I did. Now it's time to just trim everything down to size, because if a slimline card is 3.5 by 8.5, and that will fit in one of the standard legal size envelopes as well. So I'm trimming everything down to size, including my card bases. And for this particular one, I thought I'd just keep the color the same. I am going to pop this one up with some foam tape, dimensional foam tape. I'll just peel off the backing and stick it on there. And then this card is done. And again, it'll slip right into a legal size, your standard legal size envelopes. And I just think this is cute. Right? And again, you gotta love the twofer. The 2-for-1, when you're sitting at one desk, if you can get 2 cards out of one, why not? So I trimmed a red piece down. I'm going to slap that down right on top, and then I've got my 2 cards here, right here with that one slimline die from Catherine. It's just, I mean, there's a lot you can do with it. There's a whole series of slimline products here on Scrapbook.com you can check out if you want to jump on the slimline bandwagon. I love the Nuvo sparkle for the rainbow. I love the white paint that we just sprayed on the top, and bada bang, bada boom, that's it. A twofer using some slimline products, all available at Scrapbook.com. Thanks so much for joining us for World Card Making Day, week, year, whatever you do to celebrate World Card Making Day. So happy you're here, and we'll see you again next time.